Hi there, Virgo. My name is Ariel and welcome to Dragon Tail Tarot. I'm going to be doing a special full moon lunar eclipse reading for you because we have a full moon coming up in the sign of Capricorn on July 16th at 5:38 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you haven't already watched the video that I did about your forecast for July, go ahead and check that one out. And we're just going to get a little bit deeper into the lunar eclipse that's coming up. We already experienced a solar eclipse at the beginning of the month on July 2nd, and so now we're getting the opposite side of that, which is going to be the lunar eclipse in Capricorn. So this one is all about letting go of things. It's about cleansing, purging, purification, and deeper growth. So let's go ahead and I will make a few mentions and then we'll get into the reading. First off, this is a brand new channel. I've only been on here for about a week now. And I have a very long history in reading tarot and astrology. So if you enjoy the content, I would love it if you would subscribe, click like, give it the dragon claw up, and share it with your friends. Comment if there's anything that you would like to see addressed in these videos in the future. I would love to hear your ideas. I also want to mention this is a general reading. It's not going to resonate with every single Virgo on the planet, but whatever resonates for you, feel that. Take that in. If it doesn't, just throw it out. It's for somebody else. And this, of course, is appropriate for all Virgo sun signs, sun, moon, rising, Venus, as well as all cross-watchers who are very welcome to be here. So I'll first start with just a few notes about what's hitting your general astrological chart with this full lunar eclipse coming up on the moon. This is going to be moving through the universal house of the 5th house for Virgo. This is the Leo house. So, you know, this is all about children. It's about pets. It's about the love and the joy that, you know, taking care of them brings. Leo is also about the arts. It's about theater. It's about drama and color and passion and generosity and, of course, the famous ego. So anything that you have regarding those elements, you definitely will notice over the next 6 months, which is about the length of time that these eclipse patterns last in effect. You know, slowly but surely over the next 6 months, those themes may come up for a clearing. A classic scenario could be, you know, you have a child who's grown up and is leaving for school, or, you know, just to move on and then be an adult in their life. You could bring a new pet into your house. You know, something like that could happen. You could find new creative vocation. You may become aware of places where you have ego blocks or pride that's getting in the way of you really being fully who you are. All kinds of things can come up because the lunar is always going to shine a light on what we need to release, what we need to let go of. You know, places where you may have blocks where it's like, I could be more loving here, I could be more nurturing there, I should show my appreciation more often, etc. Those are things that all may come up under this position. So I'm going to go ahead and pull 3 cards from the Spirit Animal deck, and I'm just going to see what comes up for my lovely Virgos here. Dear Spirit, dear angels, dear divine beings of light, helpers and healers, please come and be around me as I do the reading for the sun sign of Virgo for the month of July 2019, lunar eclipse, full moon in Capricorn. Beautiful. So up first comes the grasshopper. Always to me the grasshopper is a sign of luck and good fortune. They're very bold and vibrant green color. Every time I see one, it always seems to coincide with greater movement, greater abundance in my life in different areas. So this is a very beautiful card. It also tells you to take the leap of faith. You know, that's actually what it says on the card, is take a leap of faith. So if you've been overthinking something, Virgo, or, you know, worrying about something, having too much anxiety about it, just act. Just do it. You know, don't dwell on it too long. So then the groundhog spirit comes in, and I absolutely love the groundhog. He's all about time to let go, and so is this lunar eclipse pattern. So this is perfect timing for him to come in. I always think about the groundhog as being a sign of midwinter. You know, he's connected to Imbolc, which is why we have Groundhog Day, and that's an old Celtic, you know, midwinter feast where it's like, you know, we're kind of in between, we're getting closer to spring. And so to me, this is all about letting go and embracing what's coming next, which, you know, turning loose the winter, coming into the springtime. And here, which I love this, to me this tells me a lot actually about the nature of that lunar eclipse hitting that Leo energy for you, Virgo, because this is about being bold. This is about not being afraid to show off a little bit. And I know you guys can be famously modest about how really great you are. And, you know, because you just don't always see your own goodness. You tend to be a little bit critical of yourself, or maybe a lot critical of yourself, but this is telling you it's time to shine. It's time to be proud of your accomplishments. It's time to step up and take credit. Step up and take credit for the things that you've already accomplished in your life, Virgo. So let's pull some cards from the Rider-Waite Tarot. I'm going to do a past, present, future 3-card spread. And I'm going to just ask that question, put that out there for the next 6 months, starting with this lunar eclipse. Alright, Virgo, so this card, the Six of Swords, this has been coming up into a lot of people's reading. Not very surprising, because this is, to me, you know, a very typical card that comes up when you're leaving something behind, letting go of something, moving away from the rougher waters to the calmer waters. It's a very mental decision. It's like you really make that logical, you know, mind decision that, hey, I'm going to do this. I'm going to let go of something that isn't working for me, which is really very much about the pattern we find ourselves in. So there's definitely that in your immediate past where you have moved forward from some old situation or some old pattern, and you're moving towards a more emotionally calm situation, and you've made that emotional decision in a very cool, logical way. 3 cards around the Six of Swords, please. Alright, Virgo, so these, oh yeah, you're definitely committed to this. You know, you're seeking greater balance. To me, this is very much some of your own energy. I always think of Virgo and Temperance being very related, because this is about tempering things. And really, tempering, it's kind of funny. That's, you know, making something stronger. It really is, ultimately. There's that sense of balance, you know, 1 foot in the water, 1 foot on the earth, so there's that balance between the intuition and the logic. But yeah, this ultimately makes you stronger when you choose to have that balance. There may be a sense, you know, may have been a sense that you felt out in the cold, you know, locked out of either someone's life, or maybe having an issue with a relationship, somebody that you're not talking to, or they're not talking to you, or you feel shut off from each other. But this is definitely kind of an illusion. This is not really, you know, it's like you have the choice to walk into that warm light that's inside, and it's really a decision to do that. You know, all I want to do is walk around that corner, and there it is. And then coming up after that is the Hierophant. So to me, this brings up spiritual contracts, spiritual, you know, obligations or decisions that you've made on a higher mind level. And this could be, you know, recommitting to a relationship, recommitting to yourself. Very much, you know, going within and finding, you know, the spiritual mysteries and secrets hidden within. So coming into the present moment, Virgo, we have the Seven of Pentacles coming up. And to me, this shows me that right now, you're kind of in a bit of a restive stage. It's like you've put in a lot of work, you've put in a lot of effort, and now you're waiting for your seeds to grow. You're waiting for the things that you've planted to reap a benefit, reap that harvest. So let's pull 3 cards around the Seven of Pentacles. The Ace of Wands, Queen of Cups, Page of Pentacles. So these are big decisions that you're making right now, Virgo. You know, this to me is always ultimate action. This is action that's born from a divine source. something that's pushing you forward, making you stronger. This is that fire energy again. So again, we've been talking a lot about how that kind of warm Leo fire energy is hitting you, and I really think that this is definitely telling you it's time to step forward. It's time to step up and claim what you deserve and what's rightfully yours. You know, you have that emotional sensitivity as well, because that Queen of Cups, she doesn't like to wear the heart completely on the sleeve. She has a mastery of her emotion, so that means that she has a lot of wisdom as to when and where she lets her emotions out. So you may be kind of playing it, you know, well, let me see, when can I request that raise? When can I request that thing that I know that I'm due? And you definitely have this on the mind. You know, new thoughts about making money, new thoughts of wealth and abundance are in here right now. This could even be, you know, somebody saying, hey, you know, you're a fabulous worker, you're a great, you know, employee, or you're, you know, a wonderful boss, or whatever position you're in, saying, hey, you know, could we do something new here? Could we try something new? Could we start something new? All that comes into play, Virgo. And going into immediate future, here's that Two of Pentacles. So, you know, you are going forward in that very material way, and you're having to do a lot of balancing, doing a lot of balancing going forward, because you may be taking on another project, you may be taking on some new adventure in your life. Let's see, 3 cards around the Two of Pentacles, please. Yeah, there's a lot. You've got a lot of energy going on. I think Aries was the other sign, Virgo, that this month had quite a bit going on with this 6-month progression from this lunar eclipse. Another card that's been coming up for almost every reading I've done for this cycle is amazing, actually. I think that there is so much emotional letting go coming up over the next 6 months for everyone, and you are no exception. You know, for you, that balancing act that you're going to be doing is definitely taking on that element of needing to let something go. And it's a very natural letting go. It's kind of like, I have to make a choice. You make the choice, and that old element of your life just naturally passes away. And I think that what you're letting go of, honestly, Virgo, coming in, is feeling of helplessness, a feeling of being stuck, a feeling of not wanting to deal with deceptive or you know, unethical people anymore, because that's something that's very important to you. You want to deal with people that are above board. You know they're honest. You know that they're true. They're going to be there. They're loyal. And if you've dealt with anything like that in the past, it's like, I don't want to do that again. So you're definitely moving away from that. I pulled up some extra cards for you. So you got the Hermit, you got the Page of Swords, and you got the Ten of Swords. So to me, this is just you really moving forward, and maybe just, you know, somebody might come to you and say, you want to start a new business, you want to start selling, you're like, I want to do it myself, because you've been burned. You've been burned a little bit by some people that haven't been so honest with you, okay? But going into it, you know, it's like you're the leadership position, and those tower moments, those may still be coming. Those may still be coming, I hate to say. But it's good to know that they're there. It's good to know that they're on the way, because then you can kind of avoid the pitfalls. It's like, okay, I've dealt with someone dishonest before. I see all the signs. I don't have to go there. I always say that about any card reading, you don't have to go with it. If it looks like, hey, there's something I can learn from this, I can circumvent it. There's always free will. None of this controls or manipulates or compels us. And always use your own intuition. Don't substitute your intuition or life experience for anything. You know yourself better than I do, that's for sure. So coming up to the completion, you've got that beautiful World card. So I do believe that, you know, all of this has a good outcome in the end. But there's definitely some things that you're going to navigate between then and now through the end of this year. So I'm going to go ahead and pull a card from the Angel Oracle deck and get a last bit of advice for y'all. Right, Virgo, this is definitely about life purpose. I absolutely feel that. I feel that if you have the opportunity to join forces with somebody, your more natural reaction may be, no way. And only if it's somebody you truly trust and have a long history with would you do that or consider it. With this life purpose card coming out, that kind of solidifies it for me, that this reading and this next 6 months, this lunar eclipse cycle, is really kicking into high gear a sense of your divine mission on Earth, a sense of pride in yourself. And healthy pride is not the same as arrogance or conceit. It's saying, you know what, I really do have a lot to offer. I really am a good person. I really do have all these gifts. And I don't need to underplay that anymore just for the sake of modesty. It's okay for me to shine my light sometimes. And of course, you know, you are a sign of service. And it's so interesting that this starts with the purpose of your life is to serve in a way that brings great joy to yourself and others. Don't worry about finding a purpose. Instead, focus upon serving the purpose, and then the purpose will serve you. So you are very much about serving others, but here it brings in that the joy is also a big part of that, and that Leo energy is very joyful. So Virgo, this was a great reading for you. I hope that you absolutely let go of the self-criticism, embrace the joy, embrace your own greatness. Have a wonderful month and a wonderful lunar eclipse. I'll talk to you real soon. Take care.